Did play cool. Hello.
Hello. Who's
Yeah.
out there in the murk? Is it someone who has been eagerly awaiting the second half of the AOS Slow Roll GT list review?
Yeah.
Uh,
You know why we took a while? Because it's a slow roll. Don't rush. We don't gotta go
exactly, with
through.
a deeply pregnant 1 week pause between breaths when
Oh
we
yeah. No,
record
this
this.
is
Yeah, yeah.
we're not professionals at this part.
We're podcaster
Yeah.
semi-professionals. We're podcast farm league at the very least.
Definitely. No, we're doing good in that thing. Listen, we're
Yeah,
working on that ghost sponsorship. We're shouting out the state of Michigan. Gonna go
yeah.
get a little plot of land there one day, maybe. I don't know.
They're going to come in any day now. I bought a ghost just to
Dunkin'
ensure it.
Donuts.
Yeah, I want the double Dunkin' Donuts ghost sponsorship, but I
Oh
want to
my
get a
God.
fusion drink with the two of them.
That would be crazy. But yeah, no, Jack. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm surviving, man. Crazy week, but having some
Uh,
fun. Gotten another game in for the aforementioned slow roll GT. So we're three
Go
deep
on.
right now. I'm still waiting on everyone else to kind of finish the third round.
Uh-huh.
Managed
Uh-huh.
to take it against a very scary Hedonites of Slanesh list run by Sean. Start
Very
cushy.
nice.
But yeah, how about yourself, Rocco? What's going on in your world?
Well, I am 1-1 in our event so far. The fighting fish are doing all right. I'm honestly really liking the new stuff that I brought in. The new endless spell for the Deepkin, being the
Hmm.
new incarnate. I've also painted it up as well as the new mage and both the new foot heroes because I had a spare elf body, so I took the weapon in the head of the one option, slapped it on that body. I made like a cork coral reef, so it's the right height. So I got one of
Hmm.
each new hero.
That's
Life
real
is
fun.
good. Work is I'm glad I'm here.
Hey, yeah, well, we'll leave work alone. Let's
Yeah, we don't
stay
got to
with
worry
our world
about
of
that right
positive things.
now.
Yeah,
But actually, unfortunately, it's going really good. What I do for work, but yeah, we're
yeah,
good. We're helping
it's
people, which
good.
is
It's good.
the good thing. Kids are
Well,
safe. Life is good. But let's talk some Warhammer,
let's
Jack.
talk some more. And before we even do that, so the obligatory stuff. If people have wandered this far and not quite
Uh-huh.
realize it, you are listening to Always Strikes Last, recorded at the usual Always Strikes Late zany
Th-
time.
That's true. It's why
Yeah,
I forgot to say any of that before. Thank God Jack's here.
exactly. And you got like an East Coast takeover today with
You damn
Rocco
right.
and myself, Jack.
You goddamn
So
right.
enjoy this, guys. We're again going through the
Mm,
second half of the
yep.
GT list, just talking about kind of some of the cool stuff people are bringing and what's making them tick.
Yep.
And if you're interested in this sort of thing, we're going to probably keep doing them because they're a lot of fun and they're a great way to get in some GT and RTT games in a real competitive setting,
Yeah.
ITC. So keep a
And again,
lookout.
even besides that, you're playing people from around the country, sometimes if not around the world. And
Exactly.
it's a great way to just test yourself against the best of the best that want to show up and show out. And we've talked on here about the Pacific Northwest. We've talked about all the wicked dicey people repping the Northeast. Let's get some other
Hmm.
regions out here, huh?
Exactly. Well, let's dive into it. Without
Mhm.
further ado, we'll even save the promotional posting for your recorded bit at the end there, Rocco. People know to buy the shorts now. They know
Yeah,
to
they know to buy the
themselves the
shorts, the
Patreon. Yeah.
merch, the mugs.
To like, subscribe, all the
You
good
know.
things. Though, keep doing
Yeah.
it, please.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah.
But let's dive into the first list of the second half. So
Hmm.
this one is with John Zoshak, and it is a Skaven list. You want me to
Hmm.
take this one to kick things off, or do you want to do it?
Oh, you go ahead, man.
All right. I'm gonna jump right in. I'm looking at the list, and as it summons itself right up here, is called Rat Lab Prototype 5000 XL. Real fun.
Hmm.
It's a Skaven Warp Cog Convocation, three
Yep.
drops. They're doing Scouting Force, Intercept and Recover. And what is in it? Well, General's Regiment is a Scourge of Grand, Grace here, and Screaming Bell. You got the Warpstone Charm, Short Temper.
As we've been seeing, it's good, and every Skaven
Hmm.
general worth their cheese has one.
It's very definitely a scary piece. What's he got with him? He's got some Acolyte Glovadiers, a reinforced unit of Rat Ogres, a couple min-sized Warplock Jazales, then
Hmm.
another regiment with a Deathmaster, unit of Clan Rats, and some Night Runners. Then
Hmm.
another regiment with another Gracier, this time on foot, a reinforced unit of Acolyte Glovadiers, and Clan Rats, and a reinforced unit of Doomflayers. So this is an interesting list. I don't think I really know yet how all these pieces are working together because they're not what I've seen so far in
Mm.
current SCADA, but that doesn't mean it's anything good or bad about it. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it, Rocco.
Well, my thoughts, it seems to be it's a lot of shooting. Those rat ogres are great in melee as well. The thing that I really like in this is the reinforced doom players. You just don't see them that often, and they do pack a punch.
I'm
But
going to pull that up right now because I just want to look at the scroll as we discuss it.
yeah,
Reinforced Doom Flare. Okay, let's see this. So the
yeah,
2d6 plus 3 move, 4 health,
hmm
4 up save.
yeah,
Whirling Blades is 2 damage in the charge and would rend 1 with a 3/3 hit and wound and 2d6 attacks. Oh, anti-infantry, so they're rend 2 and infantry.
yep. The only thing I'm
And
trying to remember is it two in a reinforced unit or four?
2 models is in 1, so it's four
Okay,
of these.
four.
4 of these. So like they run
So
up, I guess they're
what?
doing
86 attacks?
yeah, 86 attacks, then move on average 10 inches. So that's a
Yeah,
pretty crazy thing. And they will do well, yeah, I guess the unit does its Whirling Doom kind of dirty D3 mortals. It's not like you get 4 D3 mortals, it's 1 D3
yeah,
mortals. But this is
yeah.
still pretty fun and pretty scary.
It is.
Reinforced rat ogres, they have a shooting attack, right? Just even the
They
basic
do.
ones,
They
right?
do. It's nothing to write home about, but it's volume at
Oh
that
yeah,
point.
10 inches warfire gun. And
Mhm.
it's for what it is, like this is not a bad shooting attack. This is what
No.
2d6 shots, twos to hit, fours to wound,
Hmm.
rend 2 for damage. Yeah, that's nothing to snuff at, because
Oh,
that's
then you add in the
that's a
snipers and the Jezzails. You get the Globadiers, and you're starting to see a really nice, it's a gun line at the end of the day that has the Doomflayers being like your more traditional cavalry, and your Rat Ogres also being a heavy infantry, and that
that's
kind
true.
of
And those Globadiers can hide and stuff real easy because of all of the obscuring right now. Gonna
yeah.
love the D3 damage on it. Yeah, very cool. Love this
Hmm.
list. I could see the potency here.
Shout out
So
Dimensional Cascade.
yeah, good representation. Good list, John. Let's see what else we got down the line. I think the next person in the roles is
Speaking of
Corey
Wicked
McKinney.
Dicey,
Yeah,
and
the
I
man
played
himself.
against him if you want me to take it.
You absolutely should. You know this list intimately.
I did. Yeah, no, I got really acquainted with it. All right, so Corey out here is rocking the Stormcast Eternals. He's bringing Intercept and Recover and Master of the Paths. He's bringing, the normal Prayer Lords. He's bringing Aetherrot Machineries to make sure he has cogs to reroll charges. And he's bringing in his General's Regiment a Lord Imperator, six Annihilators with Grand Hammers, six Annihilators with Grand Hammers, six Annihilators with Grand Hammers, and my boy Cardis Steel Soul, who can also give out once per game extra attacks, a +1 charge. When he charges in, he gives a 5 up ward. Then next is a Knight Arcanum, which, with all of the endless spells flying around everywhere, its bubble of you can't move an endless spell or invocation or whatever within 3 inches of it actually is pretty impactful. Um, and then we also have a Lord Relictor with a Beacon of Vizier and 2 units of minimum prosecutors to be fast moving screens. What Corey wants to do is go first or second, because it doesn't matter, because the Annihilators are in the sky, and then come crashing down, doing impact mortals, and then charging. I thought I was safe, and then he popped off a 13-inch charge to be able to pile in and tag my turtle, and then
Well,
killed Shelly to the wound. And then we had
ultimate smash right there.
yeah, no, it got really close on ward saves too. It was I biffed my armor safe so bad, and then the wards came back, and it looked really good until she just died. And then yeah, no, again, it's a really solid list. It does one thing really well, which
Hmm.
is drop down and smash the shit out of you. Um, the thing about the list, and the reason I had play in this game, Annihilators are slow when they're on the ground. The Imperator again can do cool tricks to, like, let them, when they come down from deep strike, move D3 inches, and you can get funky with it. But you have to be careful with this kind of list where are you going to go after the Annihilators kill stuff? That's what you got to think of with this. And oh, Corey also has the Storm Reach portal for teleporting shenanigans. And again, we've got, relocation on a prayer from the Relictor. So you can kind of try to figure that out and make, as long as your heroes are alive and the terrain's still there, you can negate your own weakness of your 4-inch movement. It might be 5, it's probably 4. Uh,
Hmm.
and you have a good time with it.
Well, that's interesting. So let's just talk about some of the rules of interaction. So they come down from the sky. Of course, we
Yeah.
know that. I think Corey referred to this list to me as Smash.exe, which I laugh at every time I think of it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But they drop down, they show up 9 inches away, and there's a mechanic. What with the Lord Relictor, or was it
Yep.
Gardas that lets them shift
With the
the?
relic, so he sets up a whole, functionally what we would consider as a castle, where it's all the foot heroes that do all the buffing for it. It's the Imperator, it's Gardas, and he puts by the end of it 3 or 4 different buffs between like a +1 to charge. The Imperator lets them move an extra D 3 inches, if I remember right, or move some
Mhm.
amount. Um, And we also from Gardas can get +1 attacks. We can get the ward save on them because they're a 3-up armor save with a 5-up ward on top of that. They're generally not gonna die. And Stormcast
Super, super tough.
also, oh, super tough. And Stormcast also have an ability to where they can bring back a unit at half strength, which is why these annihilators are all reinforced. And the way to deal with that is honestly kill the prosecutors first and try to just leave 1 or 2 annihilators alive. Just so that, again, they're stuck. They don't have as many attacks because it's an elite thing. Once the Gardas buff goes off, that once per game ability is gone, you can start trying to limit what they can do. Um, and it's one of those things, too, of they do 3 damage a pop.
Is
So
that
if
just
you
in the charge or just in general?
just
So
in
the
general.
damage. Oh wow,
They just
okay.
have a good time. So if you have
Fair part.
ways to, and they also like hit on twos or wound on two, like I think it's a threes and twos situation, where if you can reduce the amount of attacks they have or throw up minuses to hit, you know, you can get some play into them. But again, Corey's good at what he's doing. He just drops them down, rolls his dice, and has a good time.
That's real fun. So it sounds like
It
you guys did a
is.
pretty riveting game, and I can see how this
It was a
this
very
list would be
good game.
great.
It
Yeah,
went down to the wire. It was fantastic.
yeah, man. If they get stuck somewhere though, probably like, okay, good. You
Yeah.
know the board state.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No, it was he dropped down. I'm like, cool, I'm running away with my 14-inch movement. He's like, huh? Then my eels went off to take the objectives he moved off of.
too funny.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so that's an awesome list, Corey. I'm glad you're having
Yeah,
some
man.
fun with it. I guess
Yeah.
next in our roster, whatever could it be, we got
Uh,
Luca Surfeda. Luca is from La Fondazione, and he's playing Sons of Bahamut. He is one of our Italians, I believe, in
See,
this
he
particular
stuck
list.
around. You love to see it.
Yeah, Luca's a good guy. Let's just see what he's running this
Ciao, mi
time.
amici. Come va?
The name of the list is Giga Chads, which is funny.
See?
We got King Broad Stomp,
Hmm.
the Army of Renown, Two Dropper, got
Love
King
it.
Broad's Plurier Lore, Master the Paths, and Restless Energy. So definitely have to kill the heroes and
Yeah.
take some you've taken. Then what we got? We got King Broad, got a Gatebreaker, got a Beast Smasher, and a War Stomper. And the Beast Smasher has I Can Do Better Than That and Lucky Shiny Hat.
Nice.
So very fun. Do you remember much about the or King Broad's Regiment Renown? I haven't seen it in edition 4.5. So I'm
I
looking
don't
over
know that
that.
I've seen it in fourth either, which is why I'm honestly so excited about this. I know people are playing it. I just haven't run into it myself. So let's go
Yeah.
see what we can see here.
I'm taking a peek. We got King Broad Stomp.
Mhm.
We got right. You only take it with King Broad, obviously. Let's see. They get
Yeah.
the word. Let's see. Battle traits. Crafty Creepers. Pick a friendly guardian that does not use a rampage ability, and you pick an enemy hero with artifact of power, and you can basically stop it from working on a 3-up, which is kind of awesome, actually. I mean, in terms of a
Yeah.
toolkit for certain like artifact combos that make things really hard to kill, thinking specifically of stuff like your artifact, armor the sea thigh or whatever you had in the last book, right? Stuff like
Yeah.
that can be pretty game changing. And once a turn combat phase, double stop on a rampage. You can basically trade their rampage in and 3 up. You can add the result of the attack characteristics to all money stop or all money or stop. Okay, that's good. Bonus attacks. There's
Lovely.
a shooting phase thing where you can, huck something between your terrain feature and go bowling, doing damage. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, World Titans Prophet. Yeah, this is one I was kind of remembering from before, where King Broad has a ward of 5 up as long as he's near any of his
Hmm.
buddies, and then he basically passes
Which,
off damage to them, which is pretty
yeah,
good.
it is so good because again, they're all like 35 to 40 wounds depending on the model. It's so much to chew through. I know we say that, it's the DPS check, the damage per second of can you kill a Gargant in a turn or at least a round. And it's that gut punch of can you actually do it or do you have to win by running around? Because they'll kill you
Absolutely.
too by the end of it.
Oh, they will. And I didn't realize this, but they have a 3d6 charge that it can access to once a
They
game,
do. They
which is
do.
kind of tough with Gargants being Gargants. That's great. Let's
Yeah.
see. We have a lucky shiny hat, which is a 4 up ward against spell and prayers things, and the I can do better is basically using Wrath of Broad
Mhm.
abilities in the chain.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And again, did we say the prayer high expectations?
We did not. Let's look at that. So this is
It goes off on a 4.
yeah,
And you add 1 to the attack's characteristic of melee weapons used by friendly broad stomps units while they're wholly within 12 of the chanter.
or 2 if it's a 9 plus. Okay, that's a little
Yep.
scary. Like that's a spicy meatball if you're gonna be playing
Yeah.
against them because Gargants I've always found they are a DPS check sort of situation, but they
Hmm.
also dish out a fair amount of damage, which sort of tests your own durability, your ability to manage like what they can hit.
Yep.
So those extra attacks could really turn a push turn into an extremely hard to survive thing.
Yes. Yes. And again, it's that whole they got big bases, but you can only stand on so many objectives. With this GHB, there are a fair number of wide objective placement
Mhm.
scenarios where Gargants might be struggling a little bit, but from, listening to different podcasts and even the Honest Wargamer there, if TOs aren't playing them, Gargants are going to have a very good time. And like with us,
That's
with their
fair.
Lost in the Woods, one of our mechanics is we have random, on a couple of the rounds, random battle plans. Try to spice it up a little.
I think so. Absolutely, could be one of those
Uh,
things where you either way for them in round 4, which is one of the two we do it on.
mhm,
But I guess maybe that's an open question. Like, what kind of environment playing and what kind of meta? I think that what
mhm.
I'm seeing, most TOs are trying to include some 6 objective missions or some 5 objective missions to make the stretch around. It's not all going to be
Which is good.
short, yeah, but
We like that. I want variety.
absolutely.
Well,
All right, so that was a fun one.
it
Let's
was.
see what do we got next in our list because we got Lucas,
Yeah.
our the man himself, Mason. We have Mason Knox here.
Never heard of her.
Nope, regional player Mason Knox
Yeah.
playing Flesh Eater Courts.
May or may not be good at Warhammer. I don't know.
I hear is good.
Yeah, no, no, obviously he's great. And he's a golden ticket winner. And our
Ghost Energy
buddy.
Drinker. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Ghost energy drinker with us. Uh,
You want to take this one or should I take this one?
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Go for it.
He named his list Surfing USA. We're bringing out the Flesh Eater Courts, his first love. We've got Impassioned Surfs here. 5 drops. You love to see it. And we're also doing the Manifested Insanity lore too for
Mhm.
all his craziness. He's doing Attuned to Gairan and Wrathful Cycles for his battle tactics. General's regiment is 1 Soggy Ghoul King, a unit of Royal Beast Flayers, and a Royal Decapitator. And
Love
then
this.
hold on, it might be a typo. Oh no, wait, it's real. The second regiment, a Soggy Abhorrent Ghoul King on foot again. This time 20 Crypt Guard, a Mail Scroll Herald with the charnel vestments. And what's this next regiment? A Scourge of Gairan Abhorrent Ghoul King, aka a Soggy Ghoul King again. Vargolf Courtier was stronger in Madness, which is really fun because it plays off of all the heroes, and also the Scourge of Gairan Ghoul King too. If I remember right, has an ability to give out extra attacks as well to units that aren't it,
Yeah, it's a really fun
and it
little thing.
stacks.
I'd actually sort of made a list like this, sort of quasi independently of Mason's genius here with Bodie Mine, Corey Beckley, where we're kind of doing the same thing, trying to stack as many of these cool kings together
Well, don't
because they
worry,
do feed
Jack,
off each other. Let's see.
because
Let's look at the rule.
well, hold on. Let me finish with the list before pull up the rule. But the third regiment is another Soggy Ghoul King, Grand Justice Gorymane himself, another Decapitator, and then finally we have a Soggy Ghoul King to mark that as five. Another two more reinforced units of Crypt Guards. So that'll be 60 ghoul bodies by the end of this as well, and another Vargulf. So we've got a bunch of hard-hitting heroes, several decapitators that I believe still have the auto kill ability if they can actually, roll hot enough to instantly murder somebody. And yeah, and bodies and hero hammer. Mason came up with a good one here.
It's real funny, and I think it's a good balance of it because the fun stuff off of the Scourge of Garan, Above Gold Kings, the Soggy ones, is that they have
Mm-hmm.
two really cool abilities.
Hit me.
One, Long Live the King, where if you kill one of them, it just enrages all the subjects. So unique, non-unique flesh eater course units wholly within 12, including the other Ghoul Kings, remember,
Yeah.
become enraged, which means they crit auto wound on fives until starting the next turn, which can turn like any of these things
Mm.
into sort of a dicey blender. And
Yep.
the other one, which is really fun, is the King's Court. We had to add one of the attacks characteristic of melee weapons used by other friendly non-monster Flesh Eater Course heroes where they are wholly within 12 of this unit. And that just sort of means if you have like three or four of these together, they're adding three or four attacks to each of their attack profiles. And,
Yep. And throw in a Vargulf that is a murder machine that can also like retreat out of combat and do crazy stuff for positioning. And again, a total of 60 very killy Crypt Guard as well.
Mhm.
This list has a little bit of everything.
That's true. I mean, it looks like it caps up. It's like eight attacks each. They kind of have like a utility thing. They have wards for these guys if you want because of all the crypt card.
Hmm.
It's a fun little list, and he didn't include Shorn, did he? No, this is no Shorn
No,
in
he
this one.
didn't. This is no Big Daddy Oosh.
I like it though because the Vargov Courtiers benefit from all this stuff too.
Hmm.
The Crypt Guard are a great base, and you have Gourmet there, and
Hmm.
just to kind of like point things out and start causing trouble for him.
Yeah, and the Meryl scroll even is there to go that could debuff other people with all the strikes last still. He's
That's what
got tools in
Decapitator
this,
is.
man.
Yeah, it's real fun.
Oh, all right, but moving on because we got somewhere to go. This
Hmm.
Matthew Davison.
So yeah, regional always strikes last co-host.
Hmm. Ah,
He's
I
right.
know
Always
him.
playing slaves to darkness in this one. Oh, very cool. It's a
Yeah,
departure from I think the white bony boys skeleton vampire things he's been doing
yeah,
recently to good effect.
yeah. The
Let's see.
Vargeist.
Vargas.
Uh,
The name of this one is One Nights. All right, let's see.
hmm.
So, Slaves of Darkness,
Yep,
1970 or 2,000 points, three
yep.
dropper,
Love
doing
it.
scouting force and raffle cycles.
Okay,
Uh,
Matt.
yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't really see what he had in here, but this is a really interesting list. So, General's Reg got a
Hmm.
Dark Oath, Chieftain of Warsteed, the Baronite Shackle, got two units of Fell Riders of the Javelin, two Wilder Fiends.
Hmm.
Then he has another regiment with a Chaos Lord and Demonic Mount,
Nice.
Guardians of Dark Glory. You non-reinforced unit of Chaos Knights of the Dread Banner, another
Hmm.
non-reinforced unit of Chaos Knights, then another regiment with another Chaos Lord Demonic Mount, and then two more units of Chaos Knights. So he has four units of Chaos Knights, two Chaos Lords on Demonic Mounts,
Hmm.
and a Dark Oath Chieftain and some Fell Riders and Wilderfiends. So this is a very interesting list because it's all cavalry of different types. And it's
Yeah.
champions of chaos, so all the heroes are getting like bonus to their attacks. The only thing
Mm.
it's not doing really is like taking advantage of any Dark Oath respawn shenanigans or things like that. But hey, it's must look very fun.
Hmm. Well, I mean, can't you with the Dark Oath heroes do something with those Wilder fiends? Or am I
You can
misremembering
if
it in
it's the Dark
addition?
Oath Horde, but he's using the Champions of Chaos, and that's the faction from the
Oh,
Saga Garan
okay,
stuff. Yeah,
okay.
that just adds two to the attacks characteristic of any non-unique hero.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Which
so
is
this
still, yeah, he's got enough non-unique heroes here.
I love it. I'm using it myself with the mad cows I was talking about last week, but this is This is
Yeah.
pretty cool. This is pretty cool. All right, so he's doing some cavalry stuff. He has some hard hitting cavalry. The Chaos Lords make
Great
them
units for
better.
scouting force as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Wrathful Cycles. Yeah, he's got some good stuff. And I think he's following the same playbook a little bit with Wrathful Cycles he was doing when we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about Tacoma. So yeah, this
Yeah.
is good. Awesome stuff, Matt. Glad to see this one, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Shall I
So
take the next one?
do it. Yeah, we got Nicholas Paparazzi. We're at Lumineth Realm Lords. Take it away.
Yep. List name is Alarith plus Volpe. Let's see here. We're doing LRL. It's the Scanari Council 5 dropper. Watch out. What the manifestations? We are doing manifestations of Hish. We're doing the Prismatic Residence lore. We are doing intercept and recover and master the paths. I wonder how many intercept and recover we've had throughout this. Gotta go back and count it. But
Quite a few, I think.
yeah. But on this, we've got for the General's Regiment, Severith, Lord of the Seventh Wind himself, the Flying Fox. And then the next regiment is Scanarian Lightner with Flawless Commander, a unit of
Mm-hmm.
reinforced Venari Bannered Lords.
Mm-hmm.
They're very killer. They're very good. I'm gonna see a theme here. Next regiment, we got a Cathalar, however way you want to say it. It's a
Mm-hmm.
fantasy word with the silver wand, again, classic. And then another reinforced unit of Blade Lords. And then we've got, hold on, uh, Ileana and Elithor, the Eclipsean War Sages. I love that model of the twins jumping over each other.
Oh, they're
Well,
just cool. They're just cool.
yeah. And they also have the spell that makes your stuff cost 2 CP.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Total Eclipse stayed alive. As an elf lover, I love it. But as a Deepkin lover, I don't like Techless. So I don't know how I feel. But finally, finishing that regiment, I love this list, is a Scourge of Gyran, Light of Eltharion. You don't leave home without him. And then topping all this off here, the fourth regiment is the Saviors of Cinderfall, Callus and Toll and friends. You love to see it.
I like this list a lot.
I do
Thank you.
too.
What are your thoughts on?
You know, everyone thinks of Lumineth, and you either think it's the big battle cattle or it's all the archers shooting mortal wounds and everyone's freaking out. That hasn't been the case for a while with LRL lists. These Blade Lords are the thing to be afraid of. Light of Lotharion being able to be summoned back because of the Scourge Iran rules is amazing. The Saviors of Cinderfall, again, for their deep striking shenanigans, are just great. This is a very tight list that you get a lot out of it. The Cathalar still, again, is a great wizard. This is nice. And Severith to fly around everywhere. He might not move as quick as he used to, but it's still a lot of speed. It's still some decent shooting out of him. He's going to feel like a very mobile artillery piece at the end of
Very
the
hard to
day.
pin down. Nothing can
Yes.
ever really be safe with him around because
Yep.
like he can do some damage in combat. So definitely
Yeah.
one of the most fun models to kill
Oh
on the
yeah.
battlefield. But yeah, he's adding such an X factor to this. But yeah, the rest of it's good too. The Venari Blade Lords are such
Mhm.
a solid unit these days. I
They
mean,
are.
the
Uh,
Enlightener and the Cathlar,
Also, Severith, I just thought of this too with the intercept and recover. Put that on him so that he just never gets run down.
that's the toughest thing about him. I mean, I
Oh,
had that happen in one of my games.
yeah.
I was playing in the Iron Weld, and I was able to do it, but like he is the toolkit, that he made it very hard, and sometimes you just
Yeah.
can't do it. And so it's like 5 points, you just kiss him goodbye. And so that's a tough list for that. Also, tough list. Speaking of stuff, I mean, he
Hmm.
puts another one on if someone else enters on the recover on the Cathlar or the Lightner, and he sticks into that mobile battle fortress, the Little
Oh
Shrine
God, yeah.
Luminor. That thing is
No.
like tough as nails with like a 4-up save floating up
Uh-huh.
there. I think
Uh-huh.
12 or 13 wounds. It's like
Oh, it's
very
sizable.
appreciable. Yeah.
This is gonna sound silly, but it's why I like the new Deepkin endless spell monster because of the plus against faction terrain. Because a lot of the faction terrain these days is really good.
Yeah, and you honestly, there's such a difference between like it's sitting there and someone can just charge it, or like, oh no, it's a
Yeah.
garrisonable like little thing. Have
Yeah, that
fun.
floats around and moves. Because that was the other thing with it too. Before it could move. You put your wizard in there, they sit there like, okay, cool. If the fight goes to the other side of the board, well, dang. And You don't feel bad garrisoning your wizard in it.
It's very true, and there's a lot to be said for like how good it is when you have one of those for like wizard survivability.
Oh God, yeah. No, even like when the orcs got their battle tower to throw like a wizard in there, or like any foot hero you needed, and it's like, yeah, no, my guy can live past turn one now. It's great, especially with Lumineth because their foot hero, they're an elf. They're a little squishy, these wizards. But the Blade Lords can help negate all of that. I believe they kept their ability to bodyguard.
Yeah, yeah. We're looking at the Blade Lords and seeing just kind of like make sure we're not forgetting something. Two
Yeah.
health, four up
Mhm.
save,
Yeah.
no native ward, but hey, they have
No,
things they can do.
no. But they can do the perfect attack strike, or they can do
Yeah.
the
Oh
flurry of
yeah.
blows.
Guardians, if they're near a hero, they get a 5 up.
Yeah.
And the hero gets a 5 up. So like all those
There we
sword
go.
masters, that's right. When you use the fight, it's perfect strike or flurry of blows. Perfect strikes
Hmm.
just roll your number of dice, and a 2 up is mortal wounds, which is extremely reliable damage against certain things. Then if it's
Yep.
flurry of blows, 3 attacks each, threes and fours, 1/1 crit mortal. Still amazing. Like they're so versatile.
Yeah.
But no, I think this true scary things, we haven't mentioned, or other things we mentioned, one of the scariest things I think is the Light of Eltharion. The Soggy Light of
Oh
Eltharion is
God,
just
yeah.
the worst. I mean, like, I love the model. I think it's cool. I just this it's a problematic
It's
unit in
so
my mind.
cool.
Yeah.
It is so good. It do you want to cover it or should
Oh,
I?
you start. I'll maybe add color
Okay.
commentary. I keep stealing this
So
one from
again, it's 6-inch move, 6 health, 2 control, score, 3 up save. You're like, oh Rocco, why are you guys worried about this dude? He's just a walking suit of armor. There might be an elf soul in there. I don't know. He's got his shooting attack, 12 inches, 3 attacks, two's to hit, three's to wound, -2 rend, D3 damage. You're like, oh, okay, that's neat.
like a casual shooting attack, just for some
Yeah.
reason, like he's in a '90s children's cartoon. It just has
Yep.
it. Like he has to have everything for the action figure set that's
Hmm.
coming out.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
continue.
That kung fu grip and laser eyes.
Exactly.
Ah! Yep. And then we've got for his melee weapons. He kept the 2 swords. The Selenari blade. It's anti-hero for extra rend, and anti-monster for extra rend. 2 attacks, two's to hit, three's to wound, snag 1 rend, D3 damage. Cool. He kept the Fang Sword of Eltharion because that's who he is. 5 attacks with crit 2 hits, hits on twos, wounds on threes, neg 3 rend for 3 damage a pop. With the crit 2 hits, statistically you're popping off an extra at least 1 crit. So this will probably be realistically 6 or 7 dice on the wound roll. You're probably going to get 4 through at -3 rend. Nothing's really going to stand for that. Casual 12 damage on one of the profiles. Um,
Hmm.
then we get to some of these passives, Jack, and this is where the actual, because this on a 6 health hero is like, whoa, GW fixed foot heroes. That sounds amazing. I'd take him. Tell him why it's worse, Jack.
Well, I mean, 6 health, hero, 3 up save. I mean, he's got two other things outside of all this incredible damage, which you got to
Hmm.
worry about. One
Some
is
really good
just
damage.
Supreme Swordmaster. He cannot get negatives to hit and wound rolls, and he ignores negative modifiers to his own attack. So all the minus attack shenanigans, all that stuff doesn't work on him.
Mhm.
He's always going
He's
to
too
do
good.
7 attacks. He's never going to have a worse profile hit you than twos and threes.
No.
Like we're talking good, but it gets
No.
worse. He does
Parry
a
this
4 up
filthy
ward,
casual.
has a 4 up ward, so he's effectively going to shrug half the damage. You do get through that armor save, which is pretty robust. But might think to yourself, he's a 250-point unit. I'll pick him up with some combination of things. But then he
You
can come
can't
back.
ward everything, Jack, right?
Exactly. He has a recursion to come back at full health,
Hmm.
and all the Lumineth player has to do that is to use any of the summon spells they have from the arsenal with any of their wizards, and he just comes out of the light instead of the summon spells. They try to bring it like a Hishian gemstone, and out pops
Hmm.
resurrected armor Altharian.
Altharian, I choose you.
I know extra life. He's just 9 inches away from enemies and whole within 12 of like the wizard, but it does mean that you get a lot of gas out of a 250-point like ultimate duelist hero.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of gas, man. again, it's as an elf fan, you don't leave home without him if you bring an LRL. If you're anybody else, you're like, "Whoo, I got a game plan for this, and I got to kill their wizards as quick as possible."
Hmm.
How do you do that though when they're being bodyguarded by the Blade Lords that will murder you?
Just too funny. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously not invincible, but a really powerful unit.
Oh yeah.
So
No,
that's pretty fun.
that's the thing too. Pretty much all of these, like even Mason's ridiculous hero hammer bajillion attacks thing. We got all kinds of really good lists in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely no one's phoning it in with that. It's making for
No.
some kind of fun things. So who do we got next? We got Phil Zoshak. All right,
Yeah, we got the other brother.
double Zoshaks. So what does Phil
We
bring? Phil
do.
bringing Fire Slayers. Uh,
Yeah.
so run into this one. Let's
I've,
see.
it's funny. I've known them both for years. They were in my personal Discord for a while, and lost contact because they moderate other Discords that I've been in for different groups, and they popped up in this. I was so happy to see both of them. But yeah,
That's
go talk
awesome.
on Phil. Talk on Phil.
Our small world here. Well, what's Phil bringing? He's bringing the Verdant Vanguard, which is a
Hmm.
Fire Slayers Lords of the Lodge list.
Love it.
3 drops. You have the Prayer Lord, the Zargon Blessings, the Manifestation Lord, the Magmic Invocations, doing the Tune to Garan Intercept. And
Uh-huh.
then
Uh-huh.
what's he got? He's got the Oric Runefather and Magmadroth with the Thicket Scales. He's got the Scourge of Garan, Oric Runeson and Magmadroth with the
Love
Giroth
it.
Helm. 3 units of Vulcan Flame Seekers. Then another regiment with a Grimhold Exile. A Hearthguard Berserker with Berserker Broadaxe's reinforced unit. Another one of those.
Hmm.
Then a final regiment with a Rune Master with Ashbeard. So
Okay.
that's interesting. I'm not
A-
sure I
And a
know all the things
battlesmith.
about current Fire Slayers. What are your thoughts on this so far?
So my thoughts on this are I love the Magma draft picks. I feel like the soggy Rune Sun would probably be the thing to call out here as the change. So Fire Slayers have kind of been a little not maligned, but their reputation is starting to come back up a bit. I swear, not enough people play them to realize how good they actually are. And the
Hmm.
magma dross themselves are looking really nice. But with the one thing they got out of this creature I ran for a war scroll is the rune sun. They've got a nice anti-infantry shooting attack, 10-inch range, 4 attacks, threes, neg 1 rend, D3 damage. It's anti-infantry for extra rend with is nice. And this is still a 4-up save magma droth with 14 wounds, 10-inch move, 5 control. It's a monster still. Riding on top of that monster, we've got ancestral weapons that are anti-monster for the rider that do 2 damage each, which is nice. We got a nice solid 3 damage blazing maw attack, and the claws and horns. Again, we're looking good here. And even then, the only thing this degrades on is the claws and horns attack goes down a little bit. So we keep a lot of the damage on this thing. And once per turn, we as a rampage, it gets roll a dice, pick an enemy unit you're in combat with on a 3-up. Roll a dice for each model in the target unit. For each 5-up, inflict 1 mortal damage. So we end up getting a Horde Buster, which is something that they Fire Slayers honestly needed because the way to go about it if you're going for the big monsters is you're always like, oh, cool, I've got all my prayers. I'm putting up a prayer of ash to try to be more defensive and keep my stuff up. I've got the magmic blood, when I get hurt, I could do mortal wounds back. We've had all these things. But a true blue horde clearing rampage even very achievable on a 3+ if you're going into like a unit of 40 grots. You're gonna ping a bunch of them and then still kill them after that.
That's for
Um,
sure fair.
and also we have a once per battle in the deployment phase. It's called Fire, Blood, and Vengeance. Pick a friendly rune father on Magma Droth and add 1 to the damage characteristic, including the companion weapons, while the target is in combat, damaged, or destroyed. So
So incredibly easy to arrange. So you just pick
yeah,
the other monster in the list and make sure it has had any contact at all.
yep. Yeah, make sure it's fighting. It plinked the because the way to deal with Magmadross historically has been shooting, and they are a monster. We've got some weird things with the different terrain and obscuring where they don't fly, so they can kind of hide a little bit. Uh, But you're gonna plink a couple wounds off of this sucker, then all of a sudden you're gonna get +1 damage on your rune sun. So then let's revisit because this is the melee weapon. So
Yeah.
the
So
ancestral weapons now are 3 damage at -2
mhm.
rend to fight a monster. It's a 4 damage bite on the maw, and it's 6 3 damage claws on the Magma Drops claws and horn profile. And all of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute, this thing hurts.
Yeah, it felt so much more reasonable before you add that +1. But yeah, it's a pretty spicy little thing. And of course, he's got the other stuff, kicking around in
Yeah,
there.
we've got volcanic blood, still to the mortal says it bleeds. But yeah, looking at the rest of the list too, we've got the Flame Seekers to go, and they can spread out and take objectives really well. They're okay in a fight as well. Berserkers with broad axes are, always going to be your hammers. They still do a lot of damage no matter what edition of the game we're in. The Grimhold Exile is a really cool model that came out. We got the Rune Master that should be able to still tunnel units like the Berserkers with broad axes. Uh, Again, throwing in a Battlesmith too to do more buffs. This is another tight list here.
Real fun. I
Yep.
love the Droth Master's ability too on those Flame Seekers. Just like
Yeah.
if it's a monster sent to clear them, being able to basically bring it down to damage one, it sticks around
Yeah.
for a while.
And again, people still love bringing monsters themselves, so they're almost always going to find use in every game. Uh,
So true, so true. All right,
yeah,
that's a pretty fun one.
it
So
is.
what do we got? What we got next in our roster here? So that was Phil's.
Ricardo
Nice. I
as a
believe this
lateral.
one's all you, sir.
Ricardo. So this is my buddy Ricky here by me. The professor, as I've jokingly called him, he's a double partner of mine. Great guy. Love Ricky.
Mhm.
Arivalo Jr. He is bringing Gloomspike Gits. We have rabies. You do too now. He's also bringing this to the Nova Open. I
Oh,
hope he
nice. So
doesn't
this is
mind
a.
that I was goofy about his name. But Ricky, what do you? Sorry, I cut you off. What's up,
No, I was
Jack?
gonna say, yeah. Tell us all about it. Luckily, this episode will come out, I think, right after Nova, so the dust will have
Yes.
settled.
So we might end up. Hey, Ricky, do good. We'll interview you.
Indeed,
Do bad. We'll probably still interview you. Uh,
we'll find a way. Mhm.
Find a way. So Ricky is bringing the Sunbiter pack because he was working with Mason on how to figure out how to make all the new wolves and everything come out good. So he's bringing the lore of the Frazzle Git. We've got dank manifestations here for his lore. We're 5 drops, and we're attuned to Guy Rand, and he's bringing scouting for us. His general's regiment is Drogs de Sunchampa, the new named hero. He's the
Mhm.
general with a reinforced unit of Raka Tragos, and I've played him. These hurt. His next regiment is Frazzle Git Shaman on a War Wheeler with the Clammy Cowl, and 2 units of Snarl Thing Riders. The next regiment is a Snarl Boss with Loon Touch. Then we've got a Snarl Pack Cavalry that's reinforced, and an unreinforced Snarl Pack Cavalry. Then hold on, we've got another regiment with a Snarl Boss. Actually, again, this is the same bit here, but with another reinforced and a regular cav. All the wolves, and then the final regiment is a Fungoid Cave Shaman. And of course, she's bringing a Loon Shrine. This is a lot of fast moving wolf riding gits, and I love it. And it's anchored
Definitely,
by a
definitely good for scouting for us.
oh god, yeah, and it's anchored by those trogs that just hit real good and have their ward, and they love life. People will bounce right off them.
That's right. And what's his face? The drawings is giving out that bubble of -1 to hit. So he's making those drugs like kind of a cool, like hard
Yes.
center to this list while everything
Oh
else is
yeah.
running around doing whatever it wants. I like this. And Ricky, good luck to you and Nova. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
I
Hope for
love
you,
seeing kind
buddy.
of the concept here. Let's see. So what do we got next? We got Scott. I played against Scott's list, so I can
Yeah.
always speak to this.
Tell us about it.
Yeah,
Love
perfect.
Scott D.
Great dude. And he's playing Daughters of Cain. And it's a scary one. It's a
Mm-hmm.
scary one. It's Arena Veterans, a 3 drop, doing Lord Shadows with the
Mm-hmm.
Blood Shadow Rites prayers from the new Sagi stuff. I believe that's where it comes from. the Manifestations of Cain, and then Masters the Paths and Scouting Force. And he has in the General's Regiment, you know your lover, Soggy, Crethusa, the Croneseer.
Yep. Yep.
Two reinforced units of Sisters of Slaughter with bladed bucklers. Then another regiment with the Soggy Bloodrack Shrine. Three units of Canine Shadowstalkers. And then a third regiment. We had a Slaughter Queen on the Cauldron Blood with a Zealous Orator and a Canine Pendant, and then two units of Witch Elves reinforced with their Period Scienza. So
Love it.
this is a very scary list in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And
Like,
again, great use of the new prayer lore here too.
mhm.
Love to see it out there. The new the Sagi Crethusa. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so Sagi Cthulhu is just a powerful battery of prayer stuff. And she has like a lot of good prayers she casts, which is kind of what makes it scary. So she
Yep.
herself, can just generate for free and for fun, like D3 ritual points. And she's a priest too. So she can like get up to high levels of priest casts
Yep. That's
very.
D3 in the enemy hero phase. So that's before she even like spends a CP to cast.
Oh yeah, she's always looking
Ooh.
like she's gonna pop up. I'm gonna pull up a scroll I have in front of me. Like I misquote something about it, but both these scrolls are present. They're pretty scary. Already pretty squishy. 6 health,
Hmm.
12-inch move, 5 up save with like a 6 up board. But
Yep. Like
these
a good
abilities,
elf.
like a good elf, but they really more to make up for it. Yeah, so she gets the D3 ritual points in the enemy hero phase. In
Hmm.
your hero phase, she can do a prayer called Blood Ritual, which goes off at a 3, but can be extra spicy in a 9. This is one you kind of want to know about. You pick a Friendly Daughters of Cain elf infantry or cavalry unit within 12 of her, holy, and you pick one of these 3 effects. And if you do the special one, you get all 3 of them.
Hmm.
Uh, the effects are either Prophecy of Tyranny, where enemy units cannot use commands when they're in combat with the target. They're Prophecy of Shelter, where other than companion ability, weapon abilities of enemy units that are in combat and have no effects. So no anti-infantry, crit mortals, crit auto wounds, crit hits, any of that stuff. And then Prophecy of Retribution. We subtract 1 from the ward rolls made by damage points that they inflict on stuff. So right there, anything which gets one of these has a cool advantage. You do the big prayer, they get all 9.
Yeah.
They get all 9.
And that's definitely doable for her to do the D3, then she could chant to bank the D3 and then in her own
100%.
turn.
So already like an intimidating ability, but it doesn't end there. I think
Oh,
that's good to know. I want to kind of go to the other prayers real quick, but
oh please.
before I do, just as a spicy thing, she does have a 1 CP, once a game in the movement phase ability to bring back a dead unit at half strength for elf, infantry, or cavalry, just
That's
within
great.
9 inches of a battlefield edge, so kind of anywhere. Really good, ability to get back something spicy like 10 dead Sisters of Slaughter or
That'll
Witch Elf.
steal an objective.
Absolutely, and you can't. There's a pretty strong unit. You can't ignore it, especially when you park it in like a obscure or something like that. But
Yeah.
Crethusa and the Shrine can also do the other prayers. So they get tired of theirs, all these ritual points. One of them for the Blood Shadow Rites is the
Mhm.
Exaltation of Murder. Pick another elf unit within 12, and you add 1 to wound rolls. If you do a 9 plus, you also add 1 to attack characteristic. So tons of scariness in there. The other one
Yes.
is called Scath Scale, which is basically
Mm.
giving them a buff where they will subtract 1 from wound rolls for combat attacks that target them. And if it's an 8 plus, you can do it for bubble of units around 12. So you can basically make your
Mhm.
whole army -1 wound. And if that wasn't enough, there's another very handy little prayer called Shadow Step. You just choose a Daughters of Cain unit within 12. Do the same thing again. It's a 3 up. They can move
Mhm.
6. They can move through combat range of enemy units, but can't end the move in combat. And if it's 8 plus, you can do 2 of them. So this is like a get them out of combat and then still be able to move and do stuff spell. Or get closer to an enemy and have a really scary threat range because,
That is fantastic.
yeah, because you can also use, I believe, a spell here to give run and charge. So there's all
Hmm.
sorts of like danger threat ranges. The other thing is the soggy snake shrine. That thing is pretty good. Uh,
I forgot that was in here there because I'm like, there's so much new stuff. This is great.
it's just the fact it even fits in is
Scott,
sort of
what did you
intimidating.
make?
It's monstrous. So keep in mind that this thing we're about to describe, the soggy shrine, is 230 points.
Hmm.
It's 6-inch move, shrine, does a 12
Mm,
health, 5 control, 4 up save. It's a functioning war machine, but it's a wizard too with
yeah.
a 6 up port saves. Already a wizard too, not bad. And it has a pretty potent ability in terms of its rack and gaze, where it has some shooting attacks. You can just pick a unit within 15, and you get to reroll any of your failed hit rolls with your shooting attacks as long as its health characteristic is less than your. Actually, if
You're
you sorry,
12.
yeah, you have to roll a dice. No, I
Oh.
misspoke. You roll a dice if the roll is
Mhm.
equal less than enemy's health characteristic. That works, but like,
Yeah.
will it work on infantry? No. Will it work on like a big monster or something with like 5 health, like 100% of the time? Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And the
And
blood rack scare is a crit to hit shooting combat situation.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
nice.
crit 2 hits, 4 shots, but these shots are quality. They're threes, threes, rend 2, 3 damage. So
Mm-hmm.
not a guarantee, but with rerolls, kind of a guarantee because you're probably going to proc a 6,
Oh yeah.
lose 1. If you're lucky, you get even more than that, and then you can just absolutely demolish things. So,
Mm-hmm.
like to have a level 2 wizard with this level of shooting oppressiveness just sitting there for 200-ish points is just scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in
So,
this world we live in where 18 inches is like obscenely long range these days, 15 inches is a great freaking range for this.
oh, absolutely. I mean, obviously, you can hide from this with the right terrain, as we always can in this particular
Uh,
General's Handbook, but you basically have a 21-inch threat range. So there's that for you.
yeah. Yeah, love it off the 6-inch move.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's no
Well,
slouch in combat either, is it, Jack?
not at all. I mean, like the whole thing with Arena Veterans, which makes it so scary, in addition to all these buffs and debuffs, and maybe some stuff I haven't covered yet from like the spell lore, know that they have a lot of attacks,
Mm-hmm.
know that they can get after it with you, and they have like the battle trait, which makes it progressively scarier
Yeah.
over the course of the game. They also are weirdly defensive, where if you are fighting them and they
Mm-hmm.
haven't activated yet, all of these like witch elves and sisters of slaughter have a 5 up ward until they've activated. And if you're
Well, shit.
yeah, so you just wipe them up because they're light armor in combat real quick. A little dicier, you might think. And if you're the Sisters of Slaughter, you have a both a -1 to be hit all the time in combat, and you have a reflected wound on I think a save roll of 6. So like, there's just
Yeah.
little things they can do to be kind of nasty. Might go pull up the Witch Elf profile just to kind of quote it and just kind of remind everyone why it's scary to have this many attacks
Oh,
potentially.
sure. Oh, listen, witch elves
Yeah,
are a fabulous blender. Please tell them all about it.
yeah. Let's do that because I think it's just underscores the scariness of this particular world we live in with witch elves. So the witch elves, the Peritsians, are the true scary, uh, damage dealers of the list. They
Mhm.
have 3 attacks, a threes and fours, a crit auto wound, of course, being key with a 4 up to the wound. And they have a passive of frenzied fervor with +1 rend if they charge. So they're at round 1, they charge, but you can get more than 1 attack, right? There was this
Hmm.
prayer that can get you a +1 attack. There's also a
Yep.
battle trait where you and round 5 are going to get the even more attacks.
I
I
mean, even
believe
just an unbuffed unit of 20 of them is 61 attacks. Crit auto
exactly.
wounding.
Can't exactly ignore that, right? So right now you have 4 attacks with a prayer, 3 attacks without, and
Uh-huh.
maybe 5 attacks if you can somehow get to round 5 or cheat it out. I believe there is a you know, Orgy of Slaughter, where is an ability off of
Mm-hmm.
the Slaughter Queen, where you basically roll a 3 up and give what's +1 the melee attacks characteristic. So in a perfect world, 6 attacks, maybe 5 or 4, but 3 at least, and they're all an auto wound, and they can all be buffed and debuffed with all the stuff we described before to make them super hard to deal with, to cut through wards. There's a lot going on.
We
So
got to
so
throw out a mind razor for the extra written damage.
yeah, the mind
Yeah.
razor, like that, adding that. And if all that wasn't enough, right? I mean, you think, okay, well, they're trying to fight me. They still got to do objectives and stuff. Well, for their purposes, they have those 3 units of Shadow Stalkers, which are 100 points, like 9 or 10 man elf
Love a
units.
Shadow Stalker unit.
Yeah.
They ever since that was introduced and well, was it Warcry? I want to say it was
I
Warcry.
think it was Warcry, and they've always
It,
been kind of the same since then. Like we were all excited, like the Malekith or Malaria, I should
yeah.
say, Shadow Elves might be coming, but
Yeah.
they're
Those are
doing a
the
good.
elves that in the lore stole the lantern from the Deepkin to make Marathia god.
Yeah, I mean they helped
Yeah.
out. They definitely
Yeah.
did. And you can see why they did it, for people who haven't run into them in the tabletop. I mean, they're about 100,
hmm
points. They
They
have a
teleport
10
around
inch,
everywhere.
yeah, they have a
They
10 inch little
shoot.
shoot if they
They're
need
good
to.
at melee. They're a little bit of everything.
But it's probably worth underscoring that there's teleporting and there's teleporting, right?
Mm.
Many units have a once a game teleport or a situational way they come back or something.
Yeah.
These guys teleport as a movement ability every single phase. They don't have to,
Yes.
but they can just pick up and put down with a shadow leap anywhere in the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units. So this is
hmm
like permanent objective threats. They're the best targets. As Scott and I were joking, we played. He did this
Yeah.
intercept and recover, like targets. Just hide that tactic away. You will never
Yep.
catch them unless you're really winning hard. Many times. But
And
it's
even then, they might still redeploy away and bamf out. It's they're really good at what they do.
100%. Yeah, this list is definitely, I think, of the
So
early
many
one of the big
bodies too,
scaries.
man.
Yeah.
That's wish my bod's not God's hat when I need it. But yeah, that's 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. That's still like 110 just infantry, but we're not counting. Ugh.
So many. And that's pretty tough too with all those sort of like prayer abilities and everything for a bunch of folks in bikinis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so cool list, Scott. Real fun. I definitely enjoyed our game, and
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of the toughies out there. It's a boogeyman list for sure.
Yeah.
What do
And
we got left?
hello, other Scott. Scott Hawk repping D's Nutmegs here with Magakin and Nurgle.
Exactly, friend and patron of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing dude, amazing player. But why don't you tell us about these nutmegs?
These Nutmegs, the list is called Making It Rain. We're going Taliban and Nurgle here with another 5 drop. We're coming in hot. We got the prayer and the spell lord in here, and also Aetherot machineries. We're bringing intercept and recover and restless energy. And we're starting this off hot and nasty with a Scourge of Gyran Rotigus with a reinforced unit of Blight Kings. You love to see it. And we've got a Harbinger of Decay and a regular unit of Blight Kings. Then another regiment of Blow Up Rotspawn and another min unit of, you guessed it, Blight Kings. Then we've got Regiment 3, a Sloppity Biled Piper. Honestly, the favorite name of any model in this game still to me. Um, Love is like a wet ripe fart is still my favorite song out of the Bile Piper. But then we also throw in here for the on fifth drop, a Regiment of Renown, the Godmark Ascended, bringing in a Daemon Prince with wings. It says a Rustfang and Corpulent Avalanche. I'm not entirely Jack. What you speak, Slaves to Darkness?
Well, let's take a look at the special
Talk about the
artifact of
Soggy
power.
Rodigus here.
We'll talk about Sagi Ronigus, but first, what were the stuff in the Demon Princess book back in that? He had the Rust Fang, right?
Yeah, the Rustfang and the Corpulent Avalanche, which I don't know if this teach me your ways, sir.
Sure. Well, this is fun because this particular Red Renown lets you bring in a Demon Prince who is, typical Slaves to Darkness Demon Prince, but give him like traits from your faction you're moving him in on. So he's a bit
Yeah,
different. Like the Rust Fang is the artifact of power. So pick an enemy he's fighting, enemy hero, and you subtract one from their save rolls for the rest of the battle once a game, which is pretty great
love
in a
it.
key hero.
Yeah.
And then let's see, what was the battle trait?
Corpulent Avalanche. Because
Orphan
yeah, this
Avalanche.
is
That's a
they
gear
took
end
all the
one.
traits. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So any charge phase, you pick a visible enemy unit with 1 inch, and then you roll over dice equal to his move characteristic. And for each 3, inflict 1 mortal damage on the target. Oh, this is, I think,
Okay.
this is why he's in here. This is
He's
so
tackling
gross.
people.
This is scary. So
It's
it's
the
two
ogre
sides.
charge from
Better
from
though, better Rocco. So it has the
top
ogre
three.
charge ability. So
Yeah.
like Yeah, he's I think a 10 or 12. I
Yeah,
think
because
he's
he's
10 or
got
12 inch
wings. It's
movement. Yeah,
10 or
with
12
wings.
inches. Yeah.
So almost guaranteed. Yeah, let me just roll my 3 ups into mortal damage. So amazing overcharge, old
Mm-hmm.
style. And then if any damage points are allocated to target, this unit can move 2d3. And it has to end its move in combat. The units is already in combat with, but they can get around to like actually do attack.
Yeah.
So this is a great little like I don't know, bubble butt things off of, objectives or kill something with mortal wounds,
Yeah.
like toolkit unit. That's amazing.
Yeah, we
And
got a free safety looking around the field looking to tackle a motherfucker.
love
Uh,
it. And then,
uh,
Scourge Duran Rodriguez, you were asking about before,
oh,
big old,
I gotta talk about this because
you talk about Rodriguez.
22 health. I don't remember him having 22 health. We're 4 up save, 10 control. 6-inch move on big old Roddy here. We still got some good attacks in the Fanged Moth, the Gnarl Rod as well. He's got a host of Nurglings, but we're not here for him fighting. Rodriguez is he's a Wizwag. I hope he's still a wizard. Yeah, wizard too. He's got that 5 up ward on the
Hmm.
4 up save, 22 wounds. Fuck me. We've got the first passive Befouled Rain, -1 to save rolls for enemy units while they are within 6 inches of old Rodriguez. We've got add 1 to casting rolls for himself. We've got a Rampage, Tentacular Grip. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll the dice. If the roll exceeds the target's safe characteristic, inflict an amount of mortal wound damage on the target equal to the roll.
Nice.
Yikes. Um,
Nice.
and that's base characteristic. So you run into some 2 up save Stormcast. Have fun.
That's
Um,
so that's so true.
Yeah, and then we also have a Warscroll spell here. It goes off on a 7. Virulent Downpour. Add 3 inches of range to this unit's befouled rainfall ability for the rest of the battle. For the rest of the battle. This unit can be affected by this ability multiple times, and the effects are cumulative. Then inflict 1 mortal damage for each enemy unit within range of that ability. And that is by the way, Befouled Rain was that -1 save bubble within 6 inches of this. So you pop that off, then it goes to 9, then it can be 12, and then it can keep going. He's literally soggy by the end of this.
Oh, I mean, he's the soggiest of the soggies. And of course, like it's kind of fun because he does a damage to everything in the rain cloud, which is
Yeah.
pretty good, in terms of like tacking stuff up with the Nurgle abilities. And he's just such a toughie in combat too, just with a number of wounds, a
Oh, he
negative 5 up
is.
ward, and like those 3 damage attacks. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Love to see this on the tabletop. So I'm curious how it goes for Scott to talk about it at some point soon. This is a real fun one.
Yeah, and then that also adds into the diseased mortal wound damage as well.
Hmm.
It's very much a damage over time and holds you in place with all the Blight Kings.
So true, so true. Well, we bring us to our last two. I'll take the first one, Sean Cushing with his Heat Knights of Slanesh, and then
Please.
you can take Zach Boyce-Joy with his Wicked Dice Escape at the very end.
All
Another buddy
right.
of
Finish
mine,
off on the
great
East
guy, great
Coast.
player.
All
Yeah,
right. Hit it with
East Coast
Sean.
Connection. All right, so Sean was playing the Heat Knights of Slanesh,
Mm-hmm.
near and dear to my heart, and I got to play him actually in a very very fun game. And he is bringing a neat list, which is like all about the cavalry. So he's using the Heat Knights of Slanesh, Seeker Cavalcade, and a
Nice.
2 drop with the, of course, Lord of Extravagance, the Manifestations of Depravity, and some Intercept and Recover and Masters of Pounce action. And here's what he's got going on. General's Regiment is Shalaxi, then 2 units of Slick Blade Seekers, which are both reinforced.
Oh boy.
Yep. And then another regiment, which is the Shard Speaker Slanesh with a Threnody Voice Box and Celebrity Warlord,
Mm-hmm.
and a reinforced unit of Bliss Barbs. And then
Can't leave home without him.
yeah, some soggy Fiend Bloods, just regular 3 pack, and a Sigwald.
That's still crazy to me. Fiend Bloods are good now. They
They're
are.
so good. And
They really are.
he was showing me because like he had some tricks with them it was neat because I hadn't like, looked at them in that light. But
Mm-hmm.
these just maybe start with them. Just the Fiend Bloods, like they pop in from like a deep strike, off board edge. Much like an
Yep.
old
I've
beast
been
man.
fabulous too.
The only remaining beast man in the old world, the Fiend Bloods. They must dress in
Yep.
silk now.
You love to
But
see it.
they can do this thing where somebody uses a command ability nearby them. They can move 3 inches.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to stay in combat. So what is like a really fun trick is you can charge in with them or get close for some use a command to have a charge after you kind of like deep strike, and they can come in on your movement phase, right? So they're
Hmm.
ready for their turn. So they get into fight, and if you use a command before you activate against them, if you have a couple of combats going on, they just scoot back fraction over 3 inches, but they've charged, they can move 3 inches again. So
So
they're
they get the
able
pile in
to,
still.
yeah,
It's
probably
the
when
old
you're
orc
fighting.
trick where you would mess around with maul crushers that could do something similar. Okay.
It's exactly that. And these guys have a 4 damage throw. Maybe it was a 3 damage
It
on the
was four
charge.
attacks, but three
Four attacks,
damage.
3 damage,
It's plus
yeah.
1 damage on the charge. Yeah.
So
Huh.
they're I mean they're a little swingy, but they're no slouch. They can kill stuff, well above, what you think their weight would be if you get in the right place or steal objectives or clear off stuff which is supposed to be guarding some back objective if it's not tough or
And it's
fighting
three
enough.
models too, so it's really easy to position them around to like get away, get out of combat.
Oh yeah.
It's a small footprint. It's hard to screen out. Like yeah, they come in from a battlefield edge, but it's a smaller footprint than you're going to be thinking about. And even reinforced, it'd only be 6 models, but this one's just a little three, like you said, to go and snipe out a backfield supporting hero. They'll mess up a foot wizard.
Oh my God, they will. So they're real fun, but
They have a
you know,
champ too, so that'd be 13 attack for yeah, 4, 8, 12, 13
a
attacks,
lot of respect for him. A
force to
lot of
hit,
respect for
threes
him
to
now.
wound, neg one rend, 3 damage on the charge. That is spicy.
Oh yeah.
For 150 points, that's really efficient.
It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all.
No.
And of course, the real gas in this list is it's so fast. You got
Mm-hmm.
Sleekblade Seekers and you have Shalaxi Hellbane, and your
Yeah.
Shalaxi moves like 14 inches. The Sleekblades move 12. They can run in charge if they want to,
Mm-hmm.
with the right stuff.
And there was
You
a Sigvald in here as well.
Sigvald in there as well, a little foot duelist. They
Ignores
also,
wound. Ignores ward rolls as part of his passive. On one of the sword. They combine the profile. Yep, on the
yeah,
sword.
but he's almost, I think, the outro. He's very good, but he's like the slowest
Uh,
thing in here. I mean, he's out there to do whatever he wants, and have some duelist
It's add
fun.
attacks. Yeah,
Sigvald
it's the
with.
slowest thing. It's 6 inches of movement. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, and the
That's
blitz barbs are
great.
there to shoot and run and do all that stuff. But he was
Hmm.
putting the like the whatever it is, like the ability, to
Hmm.
kind of make them extra
Excessive
hedonistic.
violence.
Well, not excessive violence, though he
Did you
did use
find?
that to that. He did
There's a bunch of abilities in here, man. This is great.
the euphoric killers, which is the key
Hmm.
part of the battle trait, where basically you just pick up the 3 units of euphoric and it makes them a little more dangerous, right? They either
Oh,
can
sure.
run and shoot or run and charge. They can also have crit 2 hits, which is pretty crazy.
Hmm.
And you can, you cast a spell, which is an unlimited spell to turn crit 2 hits to crit mortal. So these, fragile ponies are running around and they can do a lot of damage. I mean, you can even
Yeah.
use the Feign to add +1 to wound,
And
to his
also
profile.
to shout this out more, it includes companion weapons getting the crit 2 hits, which means that could be flipped to be crit 2 mortals because that has that right keyword there. Ugh.
It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. I mean, maybe it was just crit 2 hits for the companions and that the spell only affects the riders. I'm not sure, but
That's
it,
that's a lot.
it's
That's a
still a
lot,
lot.
Jack.
Yeah.
Either way, I hope I'm wrong, but even
Well,
then,
it's the raw speed, right? I mean, depending on the
yeah,
map. I mean, they can get
speed
anywhere.
kills.
And Chilaxi has the ability to grant like a once a game fight twice, right?
Hmm.
Uh, they themselves are like a very killy greater demon with a bunch of attacks in the ward. They have a lot of like anti-hero kind of things where they're minus to be hit in combat. They can make
Yeah.
themselves even a bit more durable with a spell called Refined Senses. And if you actually try to charge the hero within 9 inches of them, they have the ability to kind of just countercharge into you, which is great for movement shenanigans.
And
So all
listen,
that plus a pack of bliss barbs and a wizard who has the ability to bring back a dead Sybarite unit at half
yep.
strength once a game, and that can be definitely bliss barbs, or it could be one of these 10 packs of of Slickblade Seekers, and they're real
Hmm.
fast. Last but not least is the fact that these guys, based on the battle trait, the Secret Cavalcade can retreat and still charge. without
which
having
is
to worry
fantastic.
about it. Yeah, when you have that much movement, it creates massive threat ranges everywhere.
Oh God, yeah. Again, like even if like you tag into like a screen and you double, you're like, cool, I retreat out around them now because I killed half the unit or left the dude in. I don't have to be stuck. I get into your juicy underbits there. That's great.
Oh yeah, very scary, very fun. We had a really awesome game, and
Mm,
I had to rely on the massive damage dealing potential of the Myrmidons
mm-hmm.
to deal with some of that. But
Mm-hmm.
the speed was absolutely scary. It was so cool to see it kind of like in place.
All
So,
right.
all right, brings us to the final one. So great time shot of that particular list, and very cool. I love to see the heavy cab of the Seekers.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have Zach Boyce Joy representing Wicked Dicey with another Skaven list here. We got a few of them in this event. That's very nice to
Well, tell
see.
us what Zach is running
All
here.
right, Zach. It says the the list name is "We're off to steal over £1 billion of government cheese." Yes, yes. I added the yes, yes, but I feel like that was
I mean,
appropriate.
it's Skaven, and you kind of have
Yeah,
to, right?
yeah, I had to do the voice eventually. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Gathering of the Clans is the next one thing. Here we got Scouting Force, Wrathful Cycles, Lore of Ruin, Noxious Prayers, Manifestations of Doom. Let's see if you've heard this before. The first regiment is a Gracier on Screaming Bell that is soggy with the Flesh Meddler trait. We've got 10 Night Runners, 10 Night Runners, and a unit of 20 Night Runners reinforced there, and 6 Rat Ogres. Love a good Roger. The next regiment is a Death Master with 10 Night Runners and 10 Night Runners. And finally, we have a Plague Priest on Plague Furnace. Love that. With the Warpstone Charm and a unit of 40 Plague Monks because I can never escape Plague Monks. I love it. Uh,
It's such an interesting list. It's
it
definitely not
is.
what you see like in terms of a cookie cutter or anything.
No, because again, we've been seeing gun lines, we've been seeing lots of clan rats, we've been seeing, you know what? I'm saying this out loud. Have because we've had a gun line list, we've had
Hmm.
the all the new monsters list, we've had like a hordes list, and now we've got clan Eshin showing up here. I love this.
This is neat, and the Plague Priest and Plague Furnace just
Hmm.
I think it's just another example of how Skaven is probably the one of the most fun armies to run because you just have so
Yeah.
many things in your toolkit. If you want to change your style or what you're doing, it's there
Hmm.
for you. Like I haven't seen one of these on the tabletop yet, but it projects an aura
Oh, I got a
of
local that plays
yeah.
that loves his plague priest to all his monks. We call him Doc. He's got a plague mask. He loves it. It's great.
That's pretty fun. But I mean, like pushing this thing around, having a 4 up, 5 up, with
it's
some good
still a
damage.
bajillion attacks on those monks too.
Yeah. And they can take away from your ward saves within 13
Hmm.
inches of their plague furnace. It's -1 to ward, which is a interestingly more common new mechanic. Wards used to be so sacrosanct back in my day.
Yeah, back in our day, that
What does
was
a plague monk even do right now? So it's got 2 attacks,
yeah.
fours and fives, crit auto wound. Spreads of filth and disease, where each time a model is slain by a
Mm.
combat attack, you roll a 6 and inflict a mortal damage. And there must be some way to buff these up because it's
Yeah,
20
with
base.
the prayers off of the furnace too.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
There's stuff to go with that. But it's still, it's not the 200 dice you used to roll. Now it's like 80 or 90 out of that unit. Oh no. It's only 90 attacks with crit auto wound or whatever.
Oh, I know. It definitely used to be like
Because you'd throw
so
like a
many.
death frenzy on them, they fight on death, they fight twice. There's ways to buff a plague monk where you're still going to be rolling 160 dice by the end of the activation. It'll feel like on the receiving end. I love the
So,
Night Runners for their speed.
mhm.
Um, Again, this is a good scouting force list as well. With 4, 5, 6, 7 units in here. You got some meat. You got shooting with it because the Night Runners still
Mhm.
shoot.
Yeah, they shoot, and the Rat Ogres have, yeah, I guess two
They got
two
the
flesh guns
guns,
in there.
and we've
Definitely lighter on the shooting than the others by a
yes,
wide margin.
it is. It is. It's not the Giselles sniping people. It's not.
The three flesh beasts,
No. We don't have a bunch of rattling guns popping up and maniacally cackling before they blow up. But this still feels like a solid list with a lot of speed and a lot of units for board control here.
Absolutely. And, another fun one to play. I mean, like, Zach's an incredible Skaven player. He's a, teammate of mine on one of our retreats
Hmm.
teams, for the Calendar Kids. So
Hell yeah.
he's moving these things around in a interesting way, you best believe.
You love to see it. And Jack, I think that does it.
I think
Uh,
so too. We powered through all 24 lists for this
yeah.
particular GT.
In one take, right? Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
split this off that. We definitely
One
did.
week long eye blank.
Yeah, no, definitely did not do, no. It was good. This is good. And again, the GT's going good. And if you want to take part in any of our events we're putting up here, this is for the Patreons. This is us giving back to our community to go and organize these things so we can all play and get better together and swap ideas, and see what Filth Mason runs next.
But yeah, well, it'll be a fun moment for sure.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for waiting to the end of this and enjoying this journey through the list together.
Yeah.
As always, you'll hear the soundbite later, but like, subscribe, tell your friends.
Mhm.
If you enjoy it, pop in, enjoy the Patreon, talk to us.
Yep.
We're always happy to hear about new ideas, things you'd like to see in episodes, or just to hang out a bit and do this
Yeah.
stuff. All right. Well, who will have the last word?
I don't know.
Is it going to be,
Me? You? Ricardo. I don't know.
considering what weekend is it going to be
I
Nova?
hope Ricky doesn't get mad at me for saying his name too often, but I don't know.
It's a
That's
good
something I
name.
say. It is a great name. That's why I keep saying it.
Hello, everybody. It is Rocco, your boy, coming at you once again with another Always Strikes Last promo. That's right. Ring that bell. Leave a like, a subscribe. On whatever platform you're listening to us on, be it YouTube, be it Podbean, whatever you got these days, so you can keep up to date. Don't forget, we have a Patreon if you want to, give us a thank you for all the stuff we put out. That gets you into our member-exclusive Discord. And if you want to be an even bigger supporter, we've got a merch store.